I had the suggestion from viewer Gary to do the vacuum cleaner trick. I've done this before, and the last time I did it on an Oliver, well, the inside of my hose got coated with oil, and then next time I used the vac, everything sticks. But hey, I used it on the 8570 combine one time, worked great. I needed to pull the pump off to change the shaft seal. Didn't want to drain all the hydraulics, and put this on over the fill hole on the tank and turn on the vacuum, and I could pull my hoses and cap them, and then turn the vacuum off, pull the pump off, change that seal, turn the vacuum back on, and do it. So then I thought, well, let's see. And this plug was actually not obscenely tight. And so everything's working in my favor. I pull the dipstick, and well, sadly the oil isn't even touching the stick. So that means it's low, so it's less likely to get pulled up in there. So I decided, let's go for it. Had to get a 1750's got a 1-inch pipe on it by the looks. And I had this 3/4 inch swivel adapter. So that'll get me out here. Of course, it'll be in a little bit farther than that. Got the power steering line here. So I thought, okay, I was gonna thread in with the elbow, but that's just gonna put things too close together. So I'm gonna use that swivel to get this out a little bit farther away from the power steering line. More fittings means more potential leaks, but it's also got to fit in there. So, you know, we're gonna do that. So I need to get a little more, I get everything ready is one of the key ingredients for this. So I'm gonna get everything pipe doped. I guess this one won't need it. It's got the inverted flare, or female as Gary calls it. It's interesting, the male looking half has the female end. Now we're really getting 21st century. Okay, so anyways, I'll pipe dope that, turn on the vac, and we'll start doing her. Okay, I'm ready to make this happen. I've even got a catch pan underneath the tractor in case something Ross-like happens. Oh yeah, I didn't have to have it that close. I've already sucked some oil out. Uh-oh. I'm back. Uh-oh. Well, we're working without a light now. And I grabbed the wrong wrench. It's always the right wrench when it's a compressor. Probably. Possibly. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, that ought to seal up. I'm out right there. That way it follows along with the other one. So hopefully you're seeing. It'll follow along with that one. Curse you. Now if you're wondering, that looks like it was about enough. I didn't have to put the whole thing over. Let's go see how much oil it sucked up. Let's also see if anything's leaking out now that the vacuum's gone. Shouldn't be. Yeah. Well, it didn't suck up much. It's not oily at this end. That is good. That looks pretty good from back here. I can tuck that, there we go. Tuck that in like that, zip tie it to these other two. Follow it on through. Should miss everything all right, no sharp turns. Let's get her hooked up to the valve. This valve's rated up to 3,000 PSI. The 1750 only puts out about 2050 is the official number, 2050. But still, makes things work better. So if you're wondering, you're getting this Prince valve. It's this adapter is a, let's see, 6603120004. They've got a couple of different adapters, so you want to make sure you get the right one, because you can change it over to closed center by changing out this plug. You can do power beyond from this plug, but the shape of this plug and where the holes are and everything changes which setup it is. So it's easy to switch, but also you got to make sure you got the right piece to do it the right way. Wow. Well, I didn't want that one to leak. Oh, man. Time to get a bigger gun. I guess the right tool for the right job, right? Yeah, this one's purely a plug for the way it comes with open center. Oh, so this one doesn't have any holes in the side, but depending on the application, it might have holes in the side. I need to put some oil on these O-rings so they don't go in so hard. Is there any right in there? No. There. It's sealed with O-rings. It doesn't have to be stupid tight. Someone also mentioned how it would be it's definitely limiting the getting on the right side, which is not a thing for me. But there's a block engine service, and well, let's see, there's the hydropower filter, there's the engine, and then the loader will be up here. The great thing is, with it being adjustable, I can spin out those two bolts, lift that post off, and just pull it around to the side here if I need to work on anything in that area. Quick detach. Oh, and that's going to be the next thing. This one's going to want to hit that one. So probably what I'll have to do, rather than getting this one sticking out a mile, is take this one off, take this elbow out. I recently found out they have a version where the whole exit is drilled from the top. I wish I'd looked for one of those, but I've got this one bought. But I can get this one out, spin this one in, have it almost all the way to where I want it, then spin this one in, and hopefully it'll miss the other. Guess there's one way to find out. I'm glad I haven't charged it up yet. I'm glad I did it this way, instead of putting the hose in after running it, because then there'd been an oily mess. We don't like sadness here at the Losey's Home for Wayward Olivers. They can keep all that sadness down there in Indiana. I got it tight. My fantasies of that missing are probably just that. Yes. Well, something's gonna have to change. I have to put on my thinking cap now. Let's just loosen this a little more for the moment. I really don't want to keep coming out sideways and have stuff sticking out. Let me think. I think I have it. Maybe. Here's what I'm gonna do. This one has to go in first. I found in my stash of fittings this 3/4 90 to a 1/2 inch, but it's a little more compact than the one I had. That's saving me some there. And then I was using another 3/4 to 1/2 inch 90. And so I thought, well, put a bushing in there and go straight down to 1/2 inch. This fitting's a little narrower. Well, I should go get that. What I need to do is just get this one in there, have it pointing straight up for now, almost in position. Get this one in, tightened up, and then I can finish cranking this one down to aim it where I want. That's about the best solution I'm coming up with at the moment. One way to find out. It's getting time for a new bottle of leak lock. That stuff is, I gotta say, it works really good. Haven't had any leaks. Oops. Barely touching. I think it'll survive. I think we can get past there one more time, we'll be golden. Why is it getting tighter? Just one more time, baby. One more time. Well, I don't know why all of a sudden, maybe that hex was turned the wrong way, like that. And it needs to be like that. There we go. Let's get this one turned the rest of the way. It shouldn't leak. I think we have something there. Something we can live with and make look halfway decent. This one is the pressure return, and this one's the dump. I think that's something I can live with. There, adjusted for all my OCD viewers. Follow along with those lines. Well, hopefully I don't rue the day that I did this. I think it's turning out nice. I had a viewer suggest I needed to do something with the hoses to keep them from chafing and wearing through, and it's a very good suggestion because that's what they do. That got me to thinking. So I bought this nylon sleeve, I don't know, some kind of sleeve to stuff them in, and I think it'll make it look nice. So I got them marked, so make sure I get them in the same spot, and want to do this before, you know, they're all full of oil. Make sure stuff doesn't get in there that doesn't need to be in there. If you're wondering, I imagine hydraulic shops have this. I once again went to Amazon. I got this roll for like, I don't remember, but I've got my Amazon affiliate store where I list some of the stuff that I get from there, and I'll put a link down in. This is probably one of those things that'll go good at first and eventually get worse. Probably help if I don't spiral them around each other too much. Oh, what size was this? I don't know, but I don't think there'd be room for a fourth hose in here. It'd be a squeeze, at least a 1/2-inch hose. I might have to pull the whole thing back so that I can grab it. Let's go around the back side here where there's no light. That up there. Don't slide off. Okay, maybe that's just what I need to do, is pull them all the way out. All right, let me move the camera out of the way. You guys get the idea. That'll be good. Well, that's tough stuff. Take a match and kind of melt the end of this so it doesn't fray. And I'm all aboard with that. That cleaned it up. I probably left the sleeve a little long, but I guess it's easier to cut some off than to put it back on. This one is pressure. I think I'm gonna have to cut it back into here somewhere. Not the big deal. We'll slit it this way to start with, then clean it up later. And it is tough stuff, which I guess, you know, that's what we want. Okay, that one's got the P on it, so P is for pressure. That's good enough for me. I should have made this return a little bit shorter because where it hooked up on the other side, other end, is closer, and so that's giving me a couple extra inches to deal with. I think what I need to do is take return off, return pressure, and then I can pull dump on up and then push this back. Okay, I think I got that situated. Whew. It might have been just as easy to pull that hose back out. I think I'm gonna roll that back around like that. Well, I got the rest of it cut off with the scissors. Once again, forgot to push the record button, but burnt the edges off. That cleans up pretty nice. I don't remember what it's made out of, but it's definitely tough stuff. Get these tightened up. And it should be done. Other than, you know, once I get the loader on, I'm gonna have to possibly make all 4 hoses. There's 2 hoses that are probably about the right length. We'll see. And they might be just a touch short. Let's bring you around here. And I like that. Snip. We'll put one towards the back. That feels fairly good. We'll see if that sleeve stays in place. If it doesn't, I might eventually put a Might eventually put a, you know, zip tie around that to help keep it in place if it doesn't stay, but I think it's going to stay. Let me grab a light and we'll go see what I did around the backside. So it comes up from under in there. Like I say, that sleeve is really tough stuff, so I think it's going to be protected. And what I ended up doing to use up the extra length on that pressure return was got rid of the elbow and then kind of gave it a loop there, and I've lifted up the 3-point. It's going to miss it all, so that ain't a problem. I guess it does eliminate a fitting, so there's less chance of, you know, a leak. And we'll see how well the hose holds up to being turned that much. I guess if it gives up in here, then I'll just put a new end on it and it'll be the right length. You'll just have to keep watching my channel to see if it fails, and then you can say I told you so someday down the road when I'm fixing it and I have no hydraulics because it can't return back and it's pumping it all out, hitting the fender and then splashing up against the driver, which is me. It's gonna be hideous. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. So even if the top link does get up close to it, it's got that sleeve on it, cleans things up. I like it. If only I had thought, really the different length hoses would not have been an issue without the sleeve. Wish I'd thought of that sooner. Wish I had been inspired by a viewer sooner. A little bit of difference. You can usually find a place to make a pucker or whatever, but this sleeve, they all gotta stay together in that particular size. If it was a little bit, even if it's a little bit bigger, they gotta run side by side. Live and learn. It still doesn't look terrible. The part out where, you know, people are gonna see it, except for here on YouTube, it'll be all right. Nothing's gonna be the way of my feet. So there it is. My loader is all plumbed up and ready for reconnecting once the tractor gets its head back on. I've got everything for that. Radiator's back, it's down under there. It's just doing some more final cleanup on the bottom side of the head. I'll put this sleeve stuff on the hoses coming from the loader too. But that's definitely I like it. So if you want some too, check out my Amazon store thingy link. It's down in the description, or I'll put a link up here in the video. But other than that, mission accomplished. At least for now, it looks good until we put oil in it. Appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you in the next one.